This video is made for an adult audience. Hey brick fans, welcome back to the Brick Bakery, where all our jokes are half baked. I'm Jacob and today it's time to start work on the interior of a camera store in my Lego city. Last Monday in my city tour video, it became painfully obvious that many of my buildings in my Lego city Bakersville still need an interior. So I thought I would work on that today, starting with the camera store, because Cass from Blockhead UK gave me some great ideas for that one. So let's head over to Bakersville and I'll tell you about this project. Welcome back to Bakersville, everybody. This right here is the camera store I will be working on today. Now, in my last city tour video, I was wondering what to do with 2 floors in my camera store, and Cass from Blockhead UK suggested that I use the top floor for a photographic studio where you can have your portrait taken, and the bottom floor could then be the store where cameras and such are actually sold. So that is what I'll be doing right here. Cass also suggested that I take a look at the photographic studio in the assembly square, but I'm not sure I will be doing that. I do like to come up with my own ideas. However, I have taken inspiration from official sets and such from one time to another, so maybe I will have a look at those instructions. Over a period of time, I have been assembling quite a lot of cameras to use for the interior, which I've placed up here on the roof for safekeeping. So these will come in very handy when I start work on the interior of the camera store. So without further ado, let's get over to the builds table and let's get started. And this is the block of buildings which the camera store is sitting on, together with the radio station, the pub and the music store. Now, if you folks are to have any kind of chance of seeing what's actually going on inside, I will be removing the entire building to build up the interior. It's both easier for me because there's no walls to get my big hand down inside, and you folks will also be able to see what's going on inside the store. So that's a little tip for you. If you've built sort of the exterior first and want to get working on the interior, you can do something to remove all the walls and such, and you have better access, more easy access to the interior. So that's the first step I will be doing. I'll be removing the building and sort of keeping the outline so I have something to aim for. That was actually a little easier than I had thought. It seems that Lego base plates do have a clutch power that is very different from the bricks, because I could just remove everything like this and I have the entire outline here. What's cool about this is that these tiles right here has been left in place, and that's neat because they indicate the precise width of the entire building. So now the only thing I have to sort of remember is that I have to leave one stud width here and in the back and on each side, so there's actually room for the walls to get back once I have built the interior. So that's pretty neat. Eventually I will be tiling the floor in here, but first I want to decide what furniture goes in here, because that can save on tiles. If you find out what furniture you want to use before you start tiling, then you can actually put in regular plates or something beneath those pieces of furniture, and then you can save on tiles. And saving tiles is always a good thing, I find, because they are used so much in all kinds of places. So saving on tiles is a good idea when making an interior. So first of all, you want to decide what pieces of furniture you want to go in here. The first thing I want to put into my camera store is this. This is going to function as the main checkout counter and a display case as well. So I can display sort of camera lenses and such in here, and there can be a sort of a register or something up here. Now, this height is, of course, it seems a bit tall in comparison with the minifigure, but we have to remember that this bottom plate is actually going to be below the flooring level, because that's going to be covered up with tiles. So it's actually going to be one plate up, and that's not too bad. Maybe it's a little tall, but I do want I want a lot of space for the display inside this. So I think this is going to work fine. So here is the interior for the counter. This is lenses for your camera, different lengths of lenses, which has different kinds of zooms and different kinds of effects. So of course, this is in this glass display case, and we can actually put this in here in the store. And what I still need to remember is that there needs to be a wall behind this and walls on the sides. So I think I'll be placing this about here, because then I also have room to place something behind the man at the counter. So because often in camera stores and such, there are a display wall behind the counter which has small stuff on it, like small packages of film and printer ink and, you know, paper for photographs, all that kind of stuff. And I think I might be able to make something that resembles that to some extent. So that's why I'm putting this counter way out here. I also need some display cases down alongside the walls on both sides for the cameras and such. So here I have made another display case. Now this is going to be standing right here inside the store. Of course, I need to fill something inside that you can actually look at. But I'm thinking a couple of cameras might look good. I just hope that they fit with the idea I have. They are a bit wide maybe for this, but maybe if I use a jumper plate, there would be room for them. And if not, there can always be more lenses and such, and we'll put the cameras in another casing, maybe a little more open than this, but this is the basic idea at this point, and we'll see how that works. Alright, so this is what I've made so far, sort of a displayed video camera up here. But one thing I have discovered is that these small sort of minifig holdable cameras doesn't fit on a stud here as I actually thought they would. So the display stand for these cameras got to be kind of different. So I'm thinking I remove the lower part of this and just have sort of a see-through stand like this for this camera, and then display some kind of accessories down here for this camera up here, because I think that makes sense. And then I'll construct some kind of stand for these cameras here, because these really need to be in here. They really take the message home, I think. So here we go, a packet of film. I don't know what kind of camera today uses film, but a packet of film and another lens is now in here. And yeah, it can be put right here. And now it's starting to look like something, I think. Got the camera here, and we got the main sort of desk here. Of course, that needs a covering as well. And now I just need to make some kind of stand for these small cameras right here. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, which I think at least 3 of them needs to be down in the store, and the one on the sort of portrait area, portrait studio upstairs, so the cameraman has something to work with. So yeah, I'll be looking at making a stand for these small cameras right here. Alright, so this is what I could come up with. Some clips right here to hold these cameras in place, making this 3 wide and just locking everything in with these 1x3s right here. Now, I could of course do something to have this standing on the ground, but I do think it would be nice to have this hanging on the wall. Luckily, the walls of this actually has these white stripes in which I think I can put a snot plate like, let me show you, this one, which would make a great attachment for this little display right here. So that's what I will be doing right now. So I did that. You can see it hanging right here. Now what you have to remember once you want to put in stuff like that in your Lego house, there should be room for the tiling as well, which is why this is hanging quite high in here actually, because there wouldn't be room for the tiles if there weren't that kind of space. So now I could actually put this in at this point if I wanted to, but I do need to put in a little more detailing, that shelf behind the counter, and the flooring, of course, the tiling is something that I still need to do. So yeah, that's what I will be doing right now. So I had built this as a way to make the display at the back of the store, and while that would work fine, I've come to think of maybe I can add some 2x6s here and actually create that shelf look anyhow, by not use these pieces, but use a lot of the 2x6s I have, and I have a lot of 2x6s, that's for sure. I don't know about you folks, but I find that 2x6s is some of the things that I really come across very often. So yeah, maybe that would look good. I'll try it out. There we go. Here are the new shelving installed in the shop, and I think I could actually make room for maybe some cameras up here as well, and then some smaller items farther down. Now, of course, it's going to be pretty hard to see for you folks, but I will see if I can make some good shots of this once I'm done. But I will be adding cameras and such, and some small boxes of stuff down here. I realized I could actually just take off this piece of wall when working on it. So now here we have the shelves for behind the counter. There's a camera up here and all kinds of different photo articles, maybe, you know, papers for actually printing photos and such. And they are now right here at the back of the store. So now we have a very nice display right back here. Of course, you need to be able to see that. Like this, there we go, right here back at the store. And of course the stand with the small camera is going to be here, and then I just need some detailing right here on the counter, maybe a register or something like that. Maybe some money lying there as well would be good. I couldn't find something that would resemble a register. However, I did manage to fill up the counter with all kinds of different stuff. You'll see there's a phone lying here, some money, a videotape, and a couple of boxes of something. Let's say it's just camera related. I'm not completely sure what it could be, but let's say we place it here, and now we just need some kind of floor, and of course at least one customer and a guy standing behind the counter and you know, selling his stuff. So that's what I'll be doing right now. Start with the flooring. Here we are, that's the tiling done. So all I need now is a couple of minifigures to be a customer and a camera salesman, a camera store owner, a camera guy. Yeah, so I just need to put together a couple of minifigures, and I luckily have a lot of parts for that. Here we go. This is the camera store owner, clerk type guy. I like this. I like his little goatee thing and his hairdo, and of course, nice sweater vest with a shirt underneath, and the woman character, female character from Jurassic World. I don't remember her name right now. That's a shame. Is it? No, I don't remember the name. I'm sorry. If anybody remembers the name of this character, please put it in the comments below and I'll be happy to hear about it, because I have completely forgotten that this is Claire. I think she's called Claire. Yeah, so Claire is going to be the customer in here. She's going to be buying cameras for her next adventures out on the Jurassic World island. And here we go, putting in the clerk as well. There we go. That's pretty good. I like that. So now I just need to put the walls back in place and we can get started on the second floor. I've actually managed to take the walls of the upper part as well, although that wasn't easy at all. So now I have all the available space to make the photo studio up here, which I think is a great idea. So thank you to Kaz from Blockhead UK for coming up with that idea. So here we go. This is the first little detail that I'm putting in here. The sort of generic blue background where you can sit in front of on a height adjustable chair. I think I need to make this a little taller actually, just to accommodate the fact that this is often used for headshots, for passports and such. So the minifigure can sit here, and I will of course place someone there. We can start with another dude from Jurassic World. I believe he could go like this. Of course, this is too close now, but you know, you get the idea. He'll be sitting here, and the camera guy will be standing over here. Maybe this is too tall at this point. Maybe this chair is too tall. I did like this detail though, with the height adjustable lever here. Maybe if I just remove the stud I put under here, that would be great. Like this, maybe. He can sit here. Maybe that's pretty good. At least the idea comes through, and with the camera standing right here, I think it'll be good enough. So yeah, that's the first little detail that I'll be doing right here. As you can see, I have added a photographer, this little dude right here. I like that haircut, and as a real photographer, he has lots of pockets in his clothing. I don't know if that's true anymore, but I remember way back somewhere, maybe in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s, I read an old photographer's handbook, and one of the things that was in that was you need a sort of military army shirt or jacket where you can have all your accessories in big pockets. So since then I've been thinking that maybe real photographers have many pockets in their clothes. So this photographer does as well. Now he's also wearing glasses, and in the same handbook it said you should be wearing big sunglasses because you can use that as a filter, a sun filter for your camera. This must have been way back in the day when cameras weren't as sophisticated or something like that. I have no idea, but that's at least something I read way back when. So this is the photographer standing ready to take the shot of this guy. So we need to add some more detailing up here. I don't know, maybe I don't know what could be up here actually. What would make sense? Maybe a bench for people to sit on and wait for their photo to be taken? Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So let's do that. And there we go. I have added in tiles and a couple of people waiting right here on that bench. Again, you need to be able to see. There we go. Yeah, so I don't think there should be much more detail up here. It is just a room for photography, so not too much clutter, so you can get good, clean pictures. So now I just need to add in the walls again, and I am actually done with the interior of this building, which I think is kind of cool. There we go, that's the walls put back in. And of course I added the traditional air conditioning unit here on top, which always adds a nice sort of finishing detail to your build, I think. Very, very nice. So now I need to get this back into the city, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. It probably looks much the same as when I took it out, to be honest. So here we go, that's the camera store back in the city, and as it is back in my city, it is also illustrating one of the sort of general problems of interiors, and that is the fact that it's not very visible from the outside. So when you've done an interior, you want people to be able to see it, but unless you add lights to your city, it's not going to be very visible, which might be one of the reasons why I am hesitant to do interiors, particularly when the windows are something like this, because these aren't very see-through. In fact, even though it is transparent bricks, the actual transparency is limited, and what you're going to be able to see inside is going to be very, very little. And it is not like it is completely visible. I have removed the camera sign here, and you can actually see the photographer inside doing his job. You can sort of just see the small camera. Let's see if we can find a better angle for this. Yeah, I don't know if that's better because it is really, really dark in there, but you can just see the guy being photographed and the camera doing its work. But normally this sign would be right here like this, and then it's going to be limited what you can actually see in there. Maybe you can just see the head of the guy, but the camera is generally going to be in the way. All in all, I am pretty satisfied with the look of the interior for this little building, even though you can't see it too well from the outside. What I will be making next time, I don't know, but for now, I'll return to me and I'll say thank you for watching. That was an interior for my camera store in my Lego city, and as I said before, I think it's a shame that you always have to cover up your interiors. No matter how good they are sort of the finishing, they're sort of the frosting on your cake, which is your Lego building. Unfortunately, seeing everything is kind of hard in your regular Lego city. Of course, that would be a reason to add light eventually to your city. I don't know if I'll ever do that for real, because that's another sinkhole for my money, I think. But other than that, I am pretty satisfied with what I have added today. But that is all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you folks next time.